Hi everyone, this is Board Games and Bourbon. I'm Glenn Flaherty, and right now I want to talk about Lanterns, Dice, Lights in the Sky by Foxtrot and Renegade Games, designed by Chris Bryan. It is a roll and write and part of a new breed of fantastic roll and writes, one of my favorite form factors. Now this game has a lot of DNA with the original, believe it or not, even though it's by a different creator, in that you're using tiles to decide what you get. The game actually has a lot of decision points in it, and the only way to really bring that up is to play through it. I don't think it's easily encapsulated in just a few words. So let me just display it, and you're going to kind of see it, and I'll discuss the implications as we go. So in the game, you're going to get two pads of paper. The pads of paper represent your playing area. Over here, you're trying to get the most points over a certain amount of rounds. If you're playing in 2 people, there's 10 rounds, and 3 people, there's 8, and if there's 4, there's 6, okay? And what you're trying to do is you're trying to fill in these shapes, each of these triangles, getting whole squares, possibly activating different powers, like the pavilion here, which is really a gold coin. You spend that to activate a bonus power. You fill in a square to orthogonally shade in a triangle. You want to surround a boat for an extra 4 points. You want to get shapes on your board that allow you to take tiles here, and then you get those points. And then you want to get different masses, like almost like different islands of displays, and you score the amount of squares in that second display. So, okay, let's just show you how it plays. So first what you got to do is everyone gets their pad of paper, and then you choose 4 of these you're going to put on your board. This is really the longest part of the game, deciding what you want and getting them in order. So you have some larger shapes here that have 5 squares in their mass shapes. You have 4 in the center that use 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have some small ones over here that are 3. You choose what you want, and also when you put them out, you're stacking them in order. So, for example, let's just look at the square. You put the number 5 on top because the first person to fill in a square's worth of shaded areas will take this tile and drop it on their paper like this. Boop, right over their shaded areas. If you are the first person, you're going to get that number 5. If you're the next person, you're going to get that number 4, and it's going to keep dwindling down, and it's true for all of these stacks. That last number was 3. And that's a great decision point because, you know, as the numbers are changing in the piles, you're going to want to decide what you're trying to go for. You know, do I want to go for this one because the number 5's on top? Do I want to take a few more turns and maybe create this because maybe it's 1 more point? But if that goes, suddenly everything changes. So there's a little bit of debate about, you know, when to pull the trigger, and I really like that. Okay, so how does a round go? Well, number 1, you get these dice. And let's just assume there's 2 players, but we could just as well assume there's 4. It plays exactly the same. You're going to roll these dice, and then you are going to choose what color you want. You're going to do that by angling the point of the roller box towards you. The other players are going to get the other corners, okay? That also has implications for these powers, and I'll explain that in a second too. So I'm going to start my first turn, round 1, and what it says is I roll the dice and then I orient. Well, it tells me here when I start the round that I'm going to get a bonus color, and in fact, everyone does get a bonus color. My bonus color is going to be kind of this flowery looking orange-yellow, whereas on my opponent's sheet, and let's just say that's probably my wife, actually, she has the same one, the same B. Well, there's also number A's in here. And let me see. From the previous game, I have this over here. And the previous color was a triangle shaped, kind of like a burnt orange, okay? That was their color, okay? So you don't necessarily always have the same starting conditions. Well, okay, once again, we're going to use my turn sequence card, my little player aid, which is fantastic. It tells you not only what to do, but on the other side, it explains in a little bit more detail how you play everything. So I rolled my dice, I oriented. I could spend one of my coins, my gifts over here to re-roll. No need, I'm happy with what I have. Now I get to shade my lanterns, okay? Well, what I want to do, I know that I'm going to get my little orangey thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to face the red towards me. I'm going to take that red, and I'm going to fill in this color, okay? That means my opponent over here, and let's just put this as theirs. They get kind of this yellowy looking shape. They're going to come over here, and they're trying to fill in this one, okay? We're both going for different bonuses. Now, once I do that, I get a turn bonus. And my turn bonus is that I get that flowery color. The flowery color I'm going to use right there. Because I filled in 2 sides of this area, the bonus in between was a square. And the square means I can fill out some triangle orthogonally. So I'm going to come over here looking at my sheet. And it looks like it's going to be quite a while before I get blue or anything too useful. Well, you know what I'm going to do in that case? I'm going to come over here and fill out one of these because I'm going to try to get that yellow. Okay? All right, I'm going to do that. Now, and that's the end of my turn. Now I would go to the next person. And let's just say she rolled 2. Roll, 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 roll. Okay, now she chooses and she gets a red. Aha. She is going to fill out the red over here. That gives her a coin, okay? And what is she going to do with that pavilion? Well, when you play the game, and really depending on how advanced you are, you choose what powers you want. Number 1 says if you spend 1, you're going to shade in 1 additional area matching your color. You have another option, shade 1 area matching the diagonally across from you, right? So diagonal, not straight across, but above or below. Okay, then you could go something a little harder but more impactful. You have to spend 2 here. Shade 1 area of a color not on the die. Shade 1 area that completes a pool shape for you. That's really great. 3, shades areas matching each of the 3 other dice. Wow, that's really powerful. And then lastly, we have spend 3, shade 1 or 2 areas of a single pool containing no features. So this plays into the game too, because now if the power was there that said I could fill out something across from me, okay? So I just chose the red, and now I want to choose a color that is across from me. I'm going to spend my first coin, and I'm going to spend it on that blue. I'm going to put my blue over here. Now, should this person here fill out all of their squares like that, and it's their turn, they may then take the shape that matches it and put it right there. And that's instantly a 4 pointer for them, okay? Which denies me the chance to get an easy 3. So now, if I'm building for those shapes, I'm going to have to go for something else. And you basically are going to do this throughout the whole game. Now, I've played this several times with not only my wife, but a bunch of her friends, and this is one of the few games I've actually had my wife request we play, and everyone had a great time with it. Once you understand the rules, it really moves around and moves through the play quite easily. There's not much to get caught up on, and the turn sequence really helps you out. This is one of the roll and writes that I think you could even just play against yourself just for fun to see all the implication and how it plays out. You know, when you're really playing a game that uses the harder shapes in it, because you have to pick 4, it can really become a bear when you get that and you're trying to drop that in there, but oh, it's so satisfying at the same time. Well, anyway, that again is Lantern's Dice, and the other thing is I have a giveaway. So I'm going to be giving away a copy of this game. I'm going to post something in the Roll and Write forum on Facebook. Go over there and enter your name to win it. And I think it's a game you're really going to enjoy, okay? Well, thank you so much, everyone. If you have questions about my experience playing it, or tactics, or implications, or rule clarifications, I'm happy to do that for you. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.